Hey there, this is Malorian, and this is going to be a triple header for Rask. This is now the Journeyman Leagues at 30 points, so we're getting up there, just the second last week. And the first game here is going to be up against my pink rival, Darius. So Darius is going to be running a Hammerhead, or was it Hammersmith rather, Centurion, and then also an Ironclad. There's also Journeyman, who's going to be running the Charger. Then he has Strangeways, the Squire, and of course the little half jacks that he gets for free. On my side, what my 30 point list is going to be is Rask running a spitter. I got Snapjaw and Wrong Eye. I have my posse. The Bogtrogs are starting off the board. And that's really my 25. And then to get to 30, I just added the Totem Hunter and also the Croak Hunter. Now, the mission we're playing here is actually we're missing the objective that should be in the very center, but there's three objectives. The one that's closest to you is going to be friendly. The two other ones are enemy. You get 1 point for destroying them, but then they explode. Then you get 1 point for controlling the zone, 2 for dominating, and 5 to win. So really in this one, I'm just going to go up there with my Fury. I get pretty good strong attacks. So with this jack heavy army, I should be able to smash them. I just got to make sure with his feet that I go and make sure to destroy a jack and don't let him feet to bring it back up. So I get first turn, really just playing Admonition on the Turtle, Fury onto the Gators, and everything else just kind of running up. I'm hoping the Croak Hunter can get kind of like a fancy shot on the right side on his junior, and meanwhile the Totem Hunter, he has his prey being Strangeways. So on his turn, he's moving up kind of cautiously. He has the Arcane Shield up on the Ironclad. Fortify is up onto the Centurion. And that's really it for this turn. Just kind of slowly moving up. No reason to hurry. You know, I can't even score this next turn and have an objective stopping it. So, yeah, like I said, no reason for him to hurry. So one of the things that was pretty awesome, though, is my Croak Hunter was able to peek around and kill Junior. So already my 2-point model has killed a 3-point model, but as well, now his Charger is going to be going autonomous here. So that was pretty nice. Otherwise, it looks like this. This is going to be my feet turn. So Rask is just kind of nice and safe there behind the wall. The posse are all set up to charge. I have the Totem Hunter that's really far there on the left. And really, I didn't need to be that far back. I mean, really, if he was going to send off there the Hammersmith to deal with him, that would have been great for me. So I should have been a little bit more aggressive. But otherwise, I'm in a pretty good counter position here. He had a lot of stuff that was around the Ironclad, so I nailed him with a shot from my spitter, and that's going to put things on corrosion, do some damage to him, and yeah, it's going to be nice. So on his turn, he's kind of just positioning, so the Centurion goes into the zone and then puts up his shield so that I can't charge him. He has a lot of guys going to base with the Ironclad to be fixing him. Darius is up at the wall, being pretty aggressive there, but otherwise he goes to try and shoot me with the Charger without any focus and doesn't get the Croak Hunter, and that's really it. So on my turn, I now remember being on the Bogtrogs. I should have brought them on last turn, but I forgot. The Croak Hunter charges into the Charger just to kind of tie it up. Meanwhile, I go in and I shoot first with the spitter into the Ironclad, and so I kind of boost on all those guys, and Strangeways is that one box left. He has corrosion on him. Then I charge in with my Gators, and they destroy the objective, putting my 3 guys on fire there, and they destroy the Ironclad. Now, one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to dominate this turn. So the idea was for Rask to go up, shoot the Centurion in order to take off Fortify, and then Wrong Eye could slam him right over those guys and out of the zone, right? And I'd be sitting pretty. I was also thinking I was going to be putting on Admonition onto him, so when he came to counter, I could move away from at least one of them. Well, my idiotic thing came when I thought, well, I'm going after the Centurion. I'm going to really want to have Fury there, which really doesn't matter when I'm going to be doing a slam. But because of the order of activations, that's meant that I did the Gators first. And because I did the Gators first, that meant that he was engaged. I missed the shot, didn't take off Fortify. So given that, I just kind of trampled over, I believe, and this bought some attacks. I even missed one, but I did some damage, not really too great. And yeah, not really liking that at all. The other thing is that I thought, with this trying to be like a big turn for scoring lots of points, Wrong Eye went after the other objective and was able to destroy it before he went and submerged, but it exploded and it took off 6 of his 8 points and I'm on fire. So that's really bad because if he dies, Snapjaw dies. So yeah, that's kind of an issue. So on his turn, he does a little bit of cleanup here, kills those gators in the front. He also goes and attacks Snapjaw with the Hammersmith, gets a chain attack slam off. So I'm way over here. I'm actually feeling pretty good about that because I thought I was going to be dead. It's actually going to be a bit of an issue because now I'll be outside of the 8 inches of Wrong Eye, so I can't take that Fury off. But hey, I might be dead from fire anyway. Otherwise, he really surprised me because he brought Darius on my side of the wall. And I'm imagining that the reason why he did that was to get away from the Bog Trogs because he's on no focus because he had to give it out to all of his jacks this turn. He missed my Croak Hunter, by the way, but with this, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of things that can go on to Darius. So one of the things I have to do is the fire doesn't go out, and that Snapjaw is in my way. So I actually charge Rask at Wrong Eye to kill him, to take Wrong Eye off the table. Sorry, Snapjaw. And then once he's out of the way, then my Gators with now have Fury back onto them. They charge into Darius, and yeah, they put him in the dirt. So kind of an interesting end there. I never thought I'd have to kill my own Wrong Eye in order to kill, like just take off 9 of my own points. But hey, sometimes that's just the way it goes. And yeah, definitely a lesson here of me trying to be a little bit more careful with my order of activations and really thinking the plan through before it gets too late and I shoot my own guys. All right, so we're on to game 2, and this one's going to now be against Menoth. He's going to be running Severius, and there's going to be an Avatar, also his little character Jack. There's the Bastions, there's the Zealots with UA, and then there's also the Choir at the back, and that's really it. We're playing the same mission. I have the same list, of course, and really for this one here, I'm really planning to be a little bit more careful because, of course, Avatar, he's a real pain to deal with. But, Fury, I should be able to get him. And also those Zealots. But I'm really hoping that if he makes a little mistake, maybe I can rush in with the Totem Hunter, kill the UA. Because otherwise, even though my Gators can kill those Zealots really quickly, if they're under their mini feet where I can't hurt them, yeah, they're going to really bog me up. And then the Avatar can just come in and kill everyone. So I'm going to have to be a little bit careful here, but also have to see how it goes. So I get the first turn, same thing as last time. Admonition up on the Turtle, Fury up on the Gators, and my 2 solos rushing up. His turn, he moves up, and one of the things I think was a little bit of a mistake is he has his Avatar behind the objective. And the reason why I really like that is it's not like a flag where you can charge through it. So now I can kind of go to the other side of that and feel pretty safe. Otherwise, he has vision up on it right now. He has something that's giving, I think it's Defender's Ward up onto his the Zealots there. But the big thing is, I mean, at first, when he moved them up, I thought, hey, yeah, I can get him with my Totem Hunter. But then you can see here, he filled in a lot of guys. However, I'm pretty sure because he didn't mini feat yet, that if I can get in there and kill off some of his guys first, then I can make room for the Totem Hunter. So what I basically do to make that happen is I go up with the spitter and I shoot his little character Jack there. And because everything's so bunched around, I'm able to kill a lot of them. Now that's going to open up a hole for the Totem Hunter to get in there. So after he did his thing and put a lot of corrosion on guys, then the Totem Hunter went in, left to actually have reach onto the UA that actually matters, and unfortunately I left it with 1 box. So then I used my shield to kill somebody else, move away. I could have probably actually moved further away because since they're the prey, I can move 9 away rather than 7, but for my sprint. But, whatever. This is my feet turn. I'm really just lining things up. Like I said, I'm not too worried about his Avatar this turn, because it's on the other side. And hey, I actually remember to bring my Bog Trogs on, so they came there on the right side to really put the pressure onto Severius and maybe draw some of his guys back. So on his turn, this is going to be his mini feat turn on the Zealots. They come up, they destroy my Totem Hunter. It's not probably the best return for him, but no big deal. The Avatar put up Gaze and just kind of ran around to engage Snapjaw. Otherwise, I really liked what he did for the rest of his stuff, because where I thought, like, man, I got these zealots in my face, I can't hurt them. Now he's going to set up the bastions behind. Well, what he did is he brought the bastions back in kind of like this defensive formation around his caster. So that's fantastic, because I'm looking at this saying that, hey, I'm going to go for a scenario here, because all of his things are basically pulling out of the zone. I can't clear out his zealots, but I can start destroying objectives and stuff. So on my turn, I have the Gators charge in. They destroy the one objective, and I just kind of like tie up his guys. One thing that was nice is that when I destroyed it, it exploded and put things on fire. And even though it can't hurt the zealots, there now two of them is on fire, and it could be dying next turn. Otherwise, I shift over with Rask, put Fury then onto Snapjaw, and he puts... Well, first of all, I go and I attack him with Wrong Eye just to take vision off. And then, yeah, Wrong Eye with his POW 20 attacks puts him in the dirt. So that's pretty awesome. I also took a shot at the objective, did 3 damage already on that one, so that's pretty nice. Croak Hunter went and did a shot and did 7 points to one of the bastions. That's pretty nice. And probably one of the things since I saw he was doing a defensive position, I just kind of made my Bog Trog is a little bit more threatening, but you know what? That's not threatening because I'm too far away. I really should have been like 6 inches closer, because even though he could charge me and do some damage, that's what I want him to do, is stay away from the zone, let me start scoring. But yeah, I stayed back, and we'll see what happens. So with this, basically now he really kind of comes together and consolidates. He kills off the Croak Hunter. He's really trying to protect Severius here. 2 of his guys die from the fire from the zealots. Otherwise, the other ones come up, and they're all trying to kill off Rask. So luckily, with all of his shots, he really has a hard time trying to get to the defense 15. So there's a lot of scatters. So at the end, I believe I had to do 1 transfer, but yeah, he did some other like arcing through to do damage to my turtle. But he had thought that maybe he could pull off an assassination, but once the zealots kind of failed him, then it wasn't really possible. So on my turn, now I know I can definitely go for scenario. However, I think to myself, like, hey, I might have a caster kill here. So the idea is Wrong Eye had to go up and kill the guy that was in the way. I did that. Then Rask would have to move up, shoot Severius, make sure that he is going to be paralyzed, so it'll be easier to hit with other things. Then, of course, the Spitter can go up and shoot him, do lots of damage. And then I even had a Gator that could charge him, and with 2 attacks at POW 16, after the 2 shots, yeah, he'd be dead. However, first of all, I do my Wrong Eye and Snapjaw stuff. Then I move up to shoot with Rask, and it's like 10.5 inches away. So now Rask is really far up there, not what I wanted. So basically what I do then is I just go up there to try and do disengage what I can. So the Gators charge in. They do some pretty good damage. Both the arms are knocked off of that little jack now. And the Bog Trogs, like I said from before, this is what I should have done before, is really push them up to try and tempt him to go after the Bog Trogs rather than concentrate on what's important. So on his turn there, he does his best to try and get to me. He does some shooting to Rask, then runs over into the forest with his guy, gets some charges on me, kills off some Gators to free up his arc node, so he could actually do that with Severius before he ran. But for the most part, Rask wasn't really in that much danger. He just couldn't get enough onto me. And yeah, he went over and killed 1 Bog Trog, but that's really it. And looking at this, now I can really start going for this scenario stuff here, because I already got 2. I just need 3 more for the win. So if I can destroy that objective with Snapjaw and Wrong Eye and just push his jack out of the zone, Rask just has to walk in to dominate and win. And so that's what I do. Destroy the objective, do a power attack push, and dominate for the win. So there you go. Of course, it didn't feel good to have that failed assassination, and I felt like I'd be in a lot of trouble. But, with me camping enough, I was feeling pretty good. And, when you have all those Gators up in their grill, it's really hard. You had all those bastions within charge distance, but they couldn't charge me because I had all those guys with reach in the way, the Gators and Snapjaw. So that really helped me out, and hey, there's the second win. So now we went back to the first opponent's place there for the third game. He's now switched over to Sloan. And in the Sloan list, he is using a defender, also a charger, and then there is the gun mages of UA, and they're running the hunter, and then there's the boom howlers, there's Reinhold, and there's also the squire. So kind of a shooty type thing, and Rask kind of likes that because my feet says, screw you, you're not gonna shoot at me at all. So obviously this is now a different scenario. We're now doing incursion. So first one, the 5 wins. You get 1 to control, 2 for dominate, and then after the first turn, one of these will disappear. So I got my same list as always, and I'm just kind of got myself spread out so that no matter what flag disappears, I have something that can go after it. But otherwise, he decided that he wanted to go first when he won the roll, and so really I'm hoping that with his gun mages, first of all, I can contest that flag with the Totem Hunter. I'm going to kill his UA if possible. The Bog Trogs will go after them at some point. And then otherwise, I'm really focusing on the other 2 left flags. So on his first turn, he's really just kind of rushing up. And yeah, there's not really too much else he does. He has the snipe onto the Hunter, and he hopes he can get a first turn shot, but not really possible from where he put him. On my turn, I gotta do a first turn feat. So I, just like always, I put up the Fury onto the Gators. I'm doing the Inhospitable Ground onto Rask just to kind of keep him away so he doesn't just engage me and stuff like that. And otherwise, yeah, Steph's just kind of moving up and getting ready to go after him. Unfortunately, the left flag disappeared, and so now I have a lot of stuff that's dedicated to this side that's not really in the fight, so that was unfortunate. Otherwise, on his first turn, he can't really do too much. So he really then decides to kind of go for a scenario, and everything shifts to the right. Boom Howler runs over there. Gun mages are up there and in my face. Other things just kind of like now bunkering on that right wall there. But I think at this point he forgot about my Bog Trogs because now those gun mages are in the perfect spot for me to kind of ambush them. And if I can clear away this lead Boom Howler, then I can get a lot of charges on the other Boom Howlers and really be in his face. So that's what I do. I have these Bog Trogs come in, and the way it's set up, I can charge 6 of them. And after everything's said and done, I kill those 6, including the UA. The last gun mage failed his command test, so that's pretty great. I sent in the Totem Hunter to kill that one lead Boom Howler, but I failed because he made like double tufts. It happens, whatever. But at least he was knocked down, so I can kind of charge past him. Was able to kill 3 of the Boom Howlers. I was hoping for more, but again, this is a very strong position. Then I make it with Snapjaw, so I put on my Submerge Animus, charge one of the far guys, and that gets me in contact with the flag to score a point. Otherwise, Wrong Eye goes up, submerges. I got everything just kind of shifting over. And yeah, really at this point here, I just got to make sure I don't get myself killed. So I kept Rask back here behind the wall within range where I can run up and dominate if needed. And yeah, I mean, my opponent's in a really bad spot. But yeah, he's able to pull it off. I really expected him to pop his feet and kill off a lot of my Gators and stuff and concentrate on wiping out on that zone. And, when he was wondering what my defense on Rask was, I said, well, it's 19. It's like, oh, even on Sloan, he needs to get 11s, right? But he decides this is probably his best chance, so he goes for it. And, yeah, he gets the job done. He puts on the one that gives the +2 range for his entire battle group, pops his feet, and, yeah, he rolls those 11s every single time. And, he also cranks the damage on the first one, so it really nails the turtle over the transfer. And then after that, when everything's said and done, he was able to kill the turtle, so I had no more transfers, and then killed off Rask. And it's just like, wow, I did not think that was possible. So, I mean, looking back on this game, there's a couple of things I could have done. I mean, obviously, if I were to have, I'm running really beast light, right? I'm only running the one spitter to make sure I have a lot of other things. When I go up to 35, I'll add another light for sure. But one of the things I'm wondering is, not really wondering, but maybe instead of taking the Totem Hunter, I could have taken a Bull Snapper. That could have really done something for us for a transfer, but I really like the Totem Hunter and what he brings. The other thing here too is that I could have used range for my safety, right? I didn't need to be up at that wall. I could just like ran farther back, and even though I'd be then just a defense 15, I'd be out of range of his guns. So that could have been another possibility. Or, I mean, maybe with some of these things, I could have been more blocking my line of sight. Like, for example, when I submerged with Snapjaw, well, that meant he wasn't blocking line of sight anymore, and that caused me a lot of issues. So maybe to be a little bit more defensive, even though I wanted to protect Snapjaw, I shouldn't have submerged to protect Rask. But at the end of the day, it's one of these things where the odds of him probably pulling off this assassination were, less than 50%. But hey, he went for it, he got it, and there you go. So thanks for watching, and next time we come back to this, we'll be at 35 points. So see you then. Bye.